Konnichiwa, Jujutsu Yokoso. Kyo wa tuku deide honto nyokata. Kyo no episode wa Totoro kaku koto de. Well, today's episode is all about drawing Totoro, the wonderful character created by Hayao Miyazaki. Miyazaki, known as the Japanese master of animation, created this film in 1988, and it's been a treasure ever since. So let's get back to the art room so we can get started on our drawing. Totoro Gakko. Okay, welcome back to the art room. So if you're watching right now, we're kind of assuming that you've seen My Neighbor Totoro, but if you haven't and you're a parent, I so very recommend that you take a look at these wonderful movies. They're just so full of creativity and a sense of wonder. Hayao Miyazaki brings his stories to life with amazing animation and beautifully told stories. And after you watch Totoro, check out Spirited Away, Howl's Moving Castle, Castle in the Sky, Ponyo, Porco Rosso, and so many of the other incredible titles by Hayao Miyazaki and Studio Ghibli. Okay, hey, let's draw Totoro then. So I've got my setup as I normally do. Over here I have my laptop, and up there the Mr.Shay Skycam. Trying something new this time. Maybe you'll like that shot. And then we've got a side view over here as well. So let's start sketching. I've got just a regular pencil. Oh, I love this part. So away we go. And so I'm going to start off with an oval shape. And this is a 9x12 piece of white drawing paper. And I'm going to make an oval like that, kind of like an egg. Draw it nice and light. That. Okay. And as I kind of imagine the body of Totoro, that egg is going to really be more of a fatter shape at the base, like this, and where his hips are, where Totoro's hips will be. So I'm kind of expanding that, all doing it very, very lightly so I can erase it later with my any of my erasers. So okay, pretty good beginning egg. Whatever you've got's gonna work. Okay, great. And right away we're gonna make a kind of a center line here to kind of balance his body out and kind of give us a little bit of reference for what happens later. Let me erase a couple of those preliminary lines there. Okay. So let's place his eyes, and up here, right about here, we're going to have an eye, and right about here, we're going to have an eye. I'm just going to see if I'm going to like those. Make an eye there, and make an eye there. Okay. He's kind of cow-eyed a little bit. You know what that means? That's when the eyes are kind of pointing out. So let's correct that. We got a couple of light eyes there. Very good. And right in between his eyes, we're going to see this sort of a pancake shape there. That'll become Totoro's nose. And we'll do a little preliminary nostril shape there and there. and kind of make a little bit of a line there, like that. Okay, very good. Doing all right out there? Hope so. He's got just kind of a funny little expression, like he's sort of puzzled. So kind of almost like he's surprised or sleepy. I'm not quite sure. So we'll do that little mouth thing there. Okay, let's figure out where we want his tummy pattern to be. So we'll make that line there, and then we'll come down here and we'll with our dividing line where we started off, and we'll come back up here and we'll make this preliminary shape. It's this great big change of color for Totoro. He's got like a tan tummy. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and just stay light with it. If you want to change your mind, you can always change your mind a little bit. I do so many times while I'm drawing. I'll be making little improvements and changes. Good. Okay, so down here we'll do just a little hint of some feet. Those will be our feet for Totoro. And we're going to bring that oval down into the actual ground here. He's so big and fat, he's kind of, his body's kind of changing its shape where it meets the ground here. Okay, good start so far for Totoro. Good start. I'm going to slim his head down just a bit, like this. I'm going to slim a little, take a little bit of that off of there. Just slim a little bit of the head off, just a bit. Okay. All right, very good. Let's do one of his arms, and we'll make just a oval shape kind of coming down off the side of his body, and ending right about there. Okay, make that a little more graceful if I can here. Now this arm is going to be the one that's holding on to our umbrella, and you could make the umbrella come right up through his face. That gave me a little trouble when I was actually drawing my first Totoro. I ended up drawing him twice because I obscured his mouth or his eye, so it's kind of tricky, but I think we can handle it. Right between his eye and his nose, we will make the umbrella itself come up like that, so we know where we're going to draw the top of our umbrella. And then that's going to mean that that his hand is actually a little bit above his little tummy chain, the color of his tummy change here. So I'm going to bring his upper arm here, what would be his left arm, and I'm going to make this basic shape right here so that we can give Totoro a chance to hold his umbrella there. Make that shape, and then just have that imaginary line going right to the tip of that hand. That will be like his claws right there, I guess. Okay, great. Let's flatten off his top of his head just a bit. We're going to come through here and just flatten a little bit of that off like that. Flatten that off just a bit. Okay. He's starting to look like Totoro. He sure is. I love sketching like this. Excuse me. So above his head here, we're going to have a umbrella, and so we will make a oval shape that's looks like it's big enough for him to get his head under. I don't think it's going to do a good job of covering up his whole body. He's going to get a little bit wet with this umbrella. He's just too big. But we'll make this oval shape right here, like that. And then we'll put a top on it, like that. Put a little top on it. Okay. We're doing great, doing great. And then you can make that little part of the umbrella right there at the top sticking out just a bit. Okay. Looking at it right now, it looks pretty good. I don't have any lines that I think I need to erase or anything. So let's go for an ear right around here. We'll make this kind of a little leafy shape ear there. And we'll stick on another ear over here, like that. He's wearing what appears to be a lily pad as a hat. See, we haven't given him the umbrella yet, or after we did give him the umbrella, he left the lily pad hat on. But so we'll draw this kind of a wobbly, leafy thing, and it's nestled in between his ears. That's how he's holding it on. And then there's the top of that leafy thing there. And then you can, if you want to, you can give it a little stem, so it looks like it's actually, grown out of a plant or something like that. Okay. I'm going to change that eye just a bit. It's a little too big on that side. There we go. Okay. All right. Great. So moving down to the lower part of Totoro here, I can go ahead and arrange to have his hand holding onto the umbrella. So what I'm going to do is drop back just a bit from his umbrella there and flatten that area off. Make just like a little flat segment of his arm there, and that's going to let me start off thinking about how his hands are going to hold on to the umbrella. Watch that mouth, though. Try not to get in the way of the mouth. And then we'll make a nice umbrella handle on the end. Okay. Very good. Over here he's going to have some whiskers. Okay, looks like he's got about 3 of them on each side. They're kind of sticking out but curving down just a little. The last one is kind of curved out. And then we'll try to balance that, just kind of extend that over on this side. We'll make some more whiskers. Like that. Great. All right. So let's see, where are we here? I'm looking at his hand, and I think what we need to do with his right arm, same thing we did with his left here that's grasping the umbrella. I'm going to flatten that off just a little, and then I'm going to add some Totoro claws down here like that. And also down here where Totoro is standing, I'm going to make some more claws. Like that. Okay, so love it. I'm loving it so far. I think what we'll do is figure out on our umbrella here a bit while we're before we line this in. What I want to do is make this look a little bit more convincing as an umbrella. So I'm going to just pick a spot, and I'm going to go up and down and up, and I'm going to make it look like it's got these nice umbrella segments, that are hooked together with wires. So yeah, and then I can draw some lines here that go and they converge at that little spot we drew at the top, and I'll make that all look like it's converging to the center part of our umbrella there. Just a couple more little details here to kind of lay out so we're ready to do some final lines on Totoro. He's got these really cool kind of fur designs, And they look kind of to me like boomerangs, actually. And I think what we'll do to kind of help us out here a bit is to make some guidelines for them. So the top row of boomerangs are going to be, we'll just make like a little, swing a little line through there. That'll be the top line of these boomerangs. And then down here, at, we'll go down about this far, and we'll make another imaginary line like that. Okay, the ones on the bottom are, looks like he's got 5 of those on the bottom. So if I draw one of these little boomerangs in the center here, then I need 2 on this side and 2 on this side to give me that Totoro look. So I'm kind of place them, space them out as good as I can there. I've got 2 there and 2 there. They're not in their final shape yet. They're just kind of sketched in. And then on the top, then the whole Totoro arrangement kind of changes. So now we've only got 4 on top. So I'm going to put 1 to the left of the center line, and then another one over here. It's going to be kind of, depending on where you put your arm, it might already be underneath his arm. You won't be able to draw that one. And then we just need 1 more there, and I doubt if you'll be able to have anything over there. All right. Well, I'm going to clean him up a bit with my kneaded eraser. And okay, so at this point we're ready to do some final lines with a marker or colored pencil. Whatever you have, I've got a little fine line marker that I'm going to be using. So here we go. I'm going to launch this into super speed, and we'll line in our Totoro. Okay, he's looking pretty good and lined in. And you'll notice along the way, I changed my mind on a couple little details, and that's pretty common for me. And I hope it is for you too, to see something that needs a little bit of adjusting before you put that final line down. So at this point then, I'm ready to get out my colored pencils and have some fun coloring in Totoro. And if you've got markers or crayons or whatever you've got, I hope you enjoy coloring him. I'm going to go in kind of my traditional super speed mode here, and I'm going to color in Totoro. I'm stopping here for a second. You may want to include that kind of a familiar light source here that you see with lots of Totoro pictures, and I think I'm going to incorporate that too. So I'm just going to kind of swing a round shape through Totoro here, and that's going to represent where that light is striking Totoro, since we're all standing next to a street light in the film. going to wrap up our Totoro drawing. And as I went through, I hope you enjoyed coloring yours in. I added some other little different things, like some rain effects here, and my little puddles down here on the bottom, just to kind of make Totoro stand out like he's, you know, at that stop sign. I almost put a stop sign in, but I didn't. So, all right, that's going to wrap up our Totoro drawing. I hope you enjoyed it half as much as I did. And remember, keep practicing, but still remember, no matter where you go, no matter what you do, you got something to be proud of. You're an artist. Stick with it, and we'll see you back here next time in Mr. Shay's Art Room.